trust and communication are the foundation of working with friends. This idea is not just a principle, it is the bedrock upon which successful collaborations are built. When we choose to work with friends, we are making a decision that intertwines the personal and the professional, and this can either amplify our strengths or expose our vulnerabilities. At the heart of this balance lies trust and communication, the two pillars that support any meaningful relationship. Without these, even the strongest friendships can falter under the pressures of work. Trust is the silent agreement between two individuals that they can rely on one another. In a work setting, this trust takes on a new dimension. It's not just about being able to share secrets or count on someone for emotional support. It's about believing that your friend will uphold their responsibilities, meet deadlines, and contribute to the collective vision. When trust is present, it eliminates second guessing. You know that your friend has your back just as you have theirs. This sense of security can lead to a more relaxed and collaborative work environment where creativity and innovation thrive. However, trust is not something that can be assumed just because you are friends. Personal trust and professional trust are not always the same. A friend who has always been there for you in tough times may not necessarily excel in meeting the demands of a work project. For this reason, trust in a professional context must be earned through consistent actions. It's about showing up, delivering results, and demonstrating reliability. Only when both parties understand and meet these expectations can trust truly flourish in a work partnership. Communication plays an equally critical role in this equation. Good communication ensures that misunderstandings are minimized and that both parties are aligned in their goals and methods. When working with friends, it's easy to assume that you understand each other because of the shared history and familiarity. However, this assumption can lead to significant gaps in understanding. Clear, open, and frequent communication is essential to avoid these pitfalls. Discussing expectations, responsibilities, and boundaries early on can prevent conflicts down the line. One of the biggest challenges in working with friends is addressing difficult topics. Constructive criticism, for example, can be awkward or even painful in a personal relationship. But in a professional setting, feedback is necessary for growth and improvement. This is where effective communication becomes indispensable. Instead of avoiding tough conversations out of fear of hurting your friend's feelings, it's important to approach these discussions with empathy and a focus on shared goals. When delivered thoughtfully, constructive feedback can strengthen both the professional partnership and the personal bond. Another aspect of communication is the ability to listen. Listening is more than just hearing words. It's about understanding the emotions, intentions, and concerns behind those words. In a professional collaboration with a friend, active listening ensures that both parties feel valued and understood. It helps to foster a sense of mutual respect, which is vital for maintaining harmony in both the personal and professional spheres. Trust and communication also help to navigate one of the most complex dynamics of working with friends: the blurring of boundaries. When you're close with someone on a personal level, it can be tempting to let professional standards slide. You might overlook missed deadlines, excuse subpar work, or avoid addressing issues because you don't want to jeopardize the friendship. While this may seem like the kind thing to do, it can ultimately harm both the work relationship and the personal one. Trust and communication provide the framework for setting and maintaining boundaries, ensuring that the friendship remains intact while the work gets done. Building trust and maintaining open communication require effort and intention. They are not automatic byproducts of friendship, but are cultivated through conscious actions and mutual respect. It involves being honest about your expectations, transparent about your needs, and committed to the success of the collaboration. It also means being willing to address conflicts when they arise, rather than sweeping them under the rug. By doing so, you create an environment where both parties feel secure and valued. Clearly, defining roles to separate personal and professional boundaries is essential when working with friends. While friendship brings a level of comfort and familiarity that can enhance collaboration, this very closeness can also lead to confusion if roles and responsibilities are not explicitly stated. Ambiguity in a professional setting, especially when friends are involved, can result in misunderstandings, unmet expectations, and even tension that spills over into the personal relationship. Taking the time to clearly outline each person's role ensures that both the work and the friendship can thrive. When roles are not well defined, it's easy for lines to blur. You might find yourself stepping on each other's toes or inadvertently duplicating efforts. For example, if both friends assume they are responsible for a particular task, it may lead to wasted time or inconsistencies. Conversely, if each assumes the other will handle something, important aspects of the project may be overlooked. This lack of clarity can cause frustration and diminish the efficiency of the collaboration. Clearly defined roles act as a roadmap, guiding each person toward their specific responsibilities and avoiding unnecessary conflict. Defining roles also helps manage expectations. In any professional collaboration, there are expectations about how tasks will be completed, who will take the lead in certain areas, and how decisions will be made. When working with friends, it's easy to assume that you understand each other's strengths and weaknesses. However, without explicit discussions, these assumptions can lead to misaligned expectations. Taking the time to identify who is best suited for each role ensures that tasks are assigned in a way that leverages each person's skills and expertise. This not only increases efficiency but also shows mutual respect for each other's abilities. Another benefit of defining roles is that it establishes accountability. In a professional relationship, accountability is a key factor in ensuring that work gets done and goals are met. Without clear roles, it can be difficult to hold someone accountable because there is no agreed-upon standard for who should have done what. This can be particularly tricky when working with friends, as it's natural to avoid confrontation to preserve the friendship. However, when roles are clearly defined, accountability becomes a matter of following the agreed-upon plan rather than a personal criticism. This makes it easier to address issues in a way that is constructive rather than contentious. Clearly defined roles also protect the personal relationship by creating a buffer between the professional and personal spheres. When boundaries are blurred, professional disagreements can feel like personal attacks, and personal issues can seep into work-related decisions. For instance, if one friend feels that the other is not contributing equally to the project, this perception can lead to resentment that affects both the work and the friendship. By separating roles and responsibilities, you create a structure that keeps professional matters professional and allows the personal relationship to remain unaffected. The process of defining roles should be a collaborative one. It's important for both parties to have an open and honest discussion about their strengths, weaknesses, preferences, and goals. This conversation helps ensure that each person is not only capable of fulfilling their role, but also comfortable with their responsibilities. For example, one friend might excel in creative tasks like brainstorming ideas or designing presentations, while the other might be better suited for analytical tasks like budgeting or project management. By aligning roles with each person's strengths, you set the foundation for successful collaboration. Additionally, defining roles should include discussing decision-making authority. In any project, there will be moments when tough decisions need to be made. Determining in advance who has the final say in certain areas can prevent disputes and keep the project moving forward. This doesn't mean that one friend has to take on a dominant role. Rather, it's about dividing decision-making responsibilities in a way that reflects each person's expertise. For instance, one friend might have the final word on creative aspects, while the other takes the lead on financial decisions. Flexibility is also an important part of defining roles. While it's crucial to have clear boundaries, there will inevitably be times when circumstances require one person to step outside their defined role to support the other. This flexibility should be built into the agreement from the beginning, with an understanding that both parties will communicate openly about when and why these adjustments are necessary. This approach ensures that the collaboration remains adaptable without compromising the clarity of roles. Finally, documenting the agreed-upon roles and responsibilities can provide an additional layer of clarity. While a verbal agreement may suffice in some cases, having a written record ensures that both parties have a shared understanding that they can refer back to if questions or conflicts arise. This documentation doesn't need to be overly formal. Even a simple list of tasks and responsibilities can serve as a helpful reference point throughout the collaboration. Aligning values and goals is one of the most crucial steps in ensuring mutual growth and success when working with friends. At first glance, it might seem unnecessary to discuss values and goals with someone you know so well. After all, if you've been friends for years, there's a good chance you already share similar perspectives on life. However, aligning these elements in a professional context goes beyond surface-level understanding. It involves deep conversations about what you both want to achieve, how you define success, and the principles that will guide your actions along the way. When values and goals are aligned, they create a shared vision that serves as a compass for the collaboration. This shared vision acts as a unifying force, ensuring that both parties are moving in the same direction. Without this alignment, even the closest friendships can encounter friction as differing priorities or perspectives come to light. For instance, one friend might prioritize short-term financial gain, while the other might be more focused on building a long-term legacy. These differences, if not addressed early, can lead to misunderstandings or conflicts that undermine both the work and the relationship. Values play a particularly significant role in shaping how decisions are made and how challenges are approached. For example, if one person values creativity and innovation while the other prioritizes efficiency and practicality, their approaches to problem solving might differ significantly. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, as diverse perspectives can lead to better outcomes. However, it's important to ensure that these differences are understood and respected. Aligning values doesn't mean agreeing on every detail. Rather, it's about finding common ground and respecting each other's guiding principles. Goals, on the other hand, provide a tangible framework for what you want to achieve together. When working with friends, it can be easy to assume that you're on the same page simply because of your shared history. However, professional goals often require a different level of clarity and specificity. For example, one person might envision scaling the business rapidly to reach a national audience, while the other might prefer to focus on serving a local community. These differences in ambition and focus can lead to tension if not addressed early on. By discussing your goals in detail, you can identify potential conflicts and find ways to reconcile them before they become issues. Aligning values and goals also helps to build trust and accountability within the collaboration. When both parties are clear about what they're working toward and why, it becomes easier to stay motivated and committed. You're no longer just working for your own success, you're also supporting your friend in achieving their vision. This sense of shared purpose can strengthen the bond between you and create a more cohesive and productive working relationship. It also makes it easier to navigate challenges, as you can rely on your shared values and goals to guide your decisions and actions. Another benefit of aligning values and goals is that it creates a foundation for resolving conflicts. No matter how strong a friendship or how aligned you are, disagreements are inevitable in any professional collaboration. However, when you have a shared understanding of your values and goals, it becomes easier to approach these conflicts constructively. Instead of viewing them as personal attacks, you can frame them as opportunities to realign and refocus on what truly matters. For example, if a disagreement arises about how to allocate resources, you can refer back to your shared goal of achieving sustainable growth or your shared value of fairness to find a solution that works for both parties. The process of aligning values and goals requires open and honest communication. It's not enough to assume alignment based on your friendship. You need to actively engage in discussions about what each of you wants and how you plan to get there. This might involve asking questions like, what does success look like to you? What are your non-negotiables? How do you want to handle challenges or setbacks? These conversations can be uncomfortable at times, especially if they reveal differences that you hadn't anticipated. However, they are essential for building a strong foundation for your collaboration. Flexibility is also an important aspect of aligning values and goals. While it's crucial to have a clear vision, it's equally important to recognize that circumstances can change. As your collaboration evolves, you may need to revisit and adjust your goals to reflect new opportunities or challenges. Similarly, your values might shift as you gain new experiences and insights. By remaining open to these changes and continuing to communicate openly, you can ensure that your alignment remains strong, even as the landscape shifts. Finally, aligning values and goals involves more than just discussions. It requires action. It's not enough to simply agree on a set of principles or objectives. You need to actively demonstrate your commitment to them through your choices and behaviors. This might mean making sacrifices such as prioritizing long-term goals over short-term gains, or holding yourself accountable to the values you've agreed upon, even when it's inconvenient. These actions not only reinforce the alignment between you and your friend, but also serve as a testament to your shared commitment to mutual growth and success.